All right, guys, for the first part of Project Ruby, my man Nate over at East Coast Toyota Restorations hooked me up with a full LED lighting package, and I mean everything. So we've got these beautiful headlights, and man, they just look great. We've got the new knobs, the full interior kit, backup lights, you name it. So we're gonna kick off the project by rocking out Ruby with some new bling in the form of upgrading our lighting. Today's video is going to be specific to the exterior lighting of the 4runner. So that's what we're going to kick off with. Hope you enjoyed the video. First step, lift your hood, identify the pull tab on top of your dust boot cover, pull it off. You can then access your retaining clip to release your factory headlight. All right, guys, so here's a comparison of the factory halogen bulb here in my left hand, and then here is the LED light from East Coast Toyota Restorations. Really good looking light with the cooling fan. It has 4 LEDs, which is a unique look for me. It's not something I've seen before with prior LED lights. So here's a tip for you. I was struggling a little bit with these factory dust boots. So if you turn them inside out like this, and they get you a sharp knife or razor, and you want to take it down to this rim right here. You want to cut it down to that rim, and it'll slide right over the new LED headlights. So anytime you install something new, you want to plug it in and test. So here I am setting it down. I'm going to test the low beams and high beams before installing back into the headlight housing. Now upon installation, I found the retaining spring was a little bit difficult to get out of the way due to the battery, so I grabbed a long flathead screwdriver to help assist that spring, locking the new LED headlight bulb into the factory housing. It worked great. And here's a quick comparison of the factory halogen and the new LED light bulbs. All right, guys, so the next step moving forward with my LED lighting kit for Project Ruby is going to be these corner marker lights. The headlights are in, everything's working great. First step is removing the top screw that holds the corner marker housing in place. Give it a little bit of tug and it'll pop right out here. And then you're just simply going to twist the factory plug out and remove the factory bulb, replacing it with the new LED bulb. Just like before, we're going to test before butting everything back up. Put it back into the factory housing, twist to lock it in, and then we'll place it back into the fender. Finishing it off by bolting it back into place. For the backup lights, there's 2 bolts for the tail light housings. Going to remove them with a Phillips head. And then simply tap with your fist to the right, in this particular case, or outboard of the vehicle, to remove the 2 plungers from the fender, allowing the housing to pop out. Then, just like anything else, you're going to twist the socket and replace the factory bulb with the new LED bulb. And because this one's easy, I'm just going to replace the bulb, stick it back up there for a moment before bolting it in, and then test its operation. You can see here it works. So I'll run the bolts back in, button this up, and move on to the next side. And here's a quick comparison of the factory backup light and the new LED backup light. So these are pretty self-explanatory. There's two lights for your license plate and they just come off with two small Phillips head screws. I went ahead and pulled them both off, cleaned the lenses, stuck in the new light bulbs, LED light bulbs. You can see here that they work. They work really, really good. They're super bright. Let's go ahead and compare the factory lights to the LEDs from East Coast Toyota Restorations. Here are the factory halogen bulbs, low beams, then high beams. The new LEDs, low beams, then high beams. And then the factory bulbs to LEDs is kind of a drive-by. Really, you can really see a distinct difference here. And then these next shots are driving away from the camera with the factory lights. And then the factory reverse lights to compare against the LEDs here that once again light up the side of the road a lot better. You can see how much brighter the LED light bulbs are for the license plate, and notice how much brighter the reverse lights are with these new LEDs. So take a look at East Coast Toyota Restorations. The LED lights are fantastic, and they get a huge thumbs up for me.